I know the Greater Houston Partnership put out a financial report on the city of Houston, and some of you may have seen it, but they have acknowledged that they made some mistakes in their report, and they are revising their report. So if anybody has put that report online, like the comptroller, you need to pull it down.
Thank you.
Because you don't want to put something online with false and wrong information.
With 2 months and change left at City Hall, Mayor Sylvester Turner attempted to publicly discredit a scathing assessment of municipal finances published by Houston's most prominent business advocacy organization, and John Diamond, director of the Baker Institute Center for Public Finance. Panel, as of this weekend, not a word or number has changed in Dr. Diamond's report, which identified looming liabilities totaling billions of dollars. Charles Blaine, you spoke to Dr. Diamond.
Yeah, and I mean, he still stands by his report. And I also reached out to the Greater Houston Partnership, who said that they didn't find any errors, and if they did, it was not going to change the conclusion of the report. And so what I find really interesting is when the mayor talks about it, he doesn't mention what was wrong in the report. So usually when he talks about crime numbers, he'll point out specifically where people were wrong. So what I think happened is there's some weird stray number or some like misspelling in the report that he's now using to try to diminish the quality of the report, because he would have acknowledged exactly what numbers were wrong if it was a significant difference.
In consistent fashion, not a peep from anybody on council pushing back, even though they know the truth, Bill King.
Yeah, look, I've been saying we need to disband city council. It's just, you know, we'd save several $1 million a year, and they don't do anything. So, look, I talked to the Greater Houston Partnership. What they told me happened was that the mayor called over complaining about the report. They said, if you can point out anything that's inaccurate, we'll correct it. And so far, they haven't gotten anything from him. I talked to John Diamond. John Diamond, same thing. You know, if anybody can point out anything that's incorrect, I'll be happy to correct it. Nobody's contacted him. Look, for the most part, John used the audited financial statements of the city of Houston for his report. That's where 80–90% of his material comes from. So how can the numbers be wrong if we're using the city's audited financial statements? Look, this is not new, folks. I mean, some people have been talking about this for 2 decades now, that the city was on an unsustainable financial trajectory. The controller, Chris Brown, has talked about it in every single annual report for the last 8 years. And yet our, robust city council does absolutely nothing to rein in the situation.
Quickly, Bob?
I thought his comments were pretty hilarious, the mayor's comments. It reminded me of the Wizard of Oz when he's going, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Doug, you were adept at covering City Hall. Any take?
Yeah, precisely. The mayor trying to say, no, this is not true, this is not true. Your own city controller has been saying this for a few years. We've been hearing, this is no surprise. When I first got a copy, I think you sent it to me the first time, said, hey, take a look at this is pretty bad. I looked at it and I said, yeah, it's kind of what we've been hearing for a long time, and I passed it around. This is not news to anybody who's been paying attention.
Okay, we'll leave it there.